welcome friends to this presentation where we, as Goldfields, are going to explain our perspective regarding the innovation challenges in the mining industry. What are the main challenges faced by the mining industry? We know very well that the mining industry faces different challenges, and maybe one of the main ones is the cost increase, which we try to control as we cannot control the international mineral prices. And these are increasing due to exploration and also due to the difficulties to find a deposit. It takes us a long time now. Finding the deposits is increasingly harder, deposits are much deeper and present lower grades. And also, they present a metallurgical complexity. And this results, of course, in a cost increase. We also have to mention the increase in social expectations and also the conflicts, because they do also cause cost increase and, of course, delays. And also the governments are seeking for better benefits from the mining operations. We also have to mention the risk of the mineral prices that we cannot control and that belong to a changing cycle that may affect the mines that are already in operation and also the mine projects. Well, how to face these challenges for the industry? By innovating. This is the best way. And we would like to mention that we consider 4 main domains or portfolios to be used to face these challenges. Mining 4.0, talent and leadership, partnerships, and of course, responsibility and transparency. We are going to describe each of these aspects, but if we're talking about mining 4.0, we are talking about high technology usage, but also a focus on increasing productivity. We focus on efficiency, basically. Regarding talent and leadership, how we are going to prepare for the new environment, how we, as leaders of the mining companies, are going to prepare ourselves for innovation with a more specialized talent and some other talents to be developed, and also how future CEOs need a different profile. Through different partnerships and agreements with different stakeholders, either the government or local communities, other companies, and of course the academy, the universities, we may achieve great things in innovation. This is commonly known as open innovation. And responsibility and transparency is now more than ever a necessity, and it involves all the stakeholders, either internal or external, civil associations and other entities that rule our expectations and the expectations of the mining operations. Also, they are related, of course, to global standards for reports. Some of them are very specialized and others are more generic. Well, when we talk about mining 4.0, we are obviously talking about technology and what is happening with operations. Mining 4.0 is basically a large concept. As I was mentioning, it's a concept that is focused essentially on increasing production in the entire mining value chain. And this is very important to remember. However, one of the most important aspects is the digital transformation, which in relation to efficiency is achieved by data management. The capacity that we have to recover information and especially to make decisions based on this information is a technology that challenges the future and that is going to help us for these efficiency challenges and metallurgical complexity. Nowadays, we have an ability to make decisions online along with processes that was only a dream some years ago. We also have to mention how dynamic mining is going to be for basically automate and mechanize all processes because of digital issues and also because of safety issues. Nowadays, more than ever, mining companies are focused on avoiding risks for our staff, and a great way of achieving this is to automate processes. We also have to mention, of course, the improve on return. We are going to face low-grade minerals. And how can we get the best production out of these minerals? How can we establish connections between geological data and metallurgical processes? How can we achieve circular economy and reprocess tailings with other purposes? These are aspects that we can use Mining 4.0 to work in. And another important foundation of mining is the use of environmental practices, water usage, reducing energy consumption, seeking for clean energy, automate processes to avoid environmental accidents, being discharges, and water managing. It's important to understand that technology is arriving into mining, and mining as a leading industry is ready to use it. If we talk about explorations, as I was mentioning before, the use of the huge amount of information available now allows us to make decisions that before were very difficult to make. We can conduct associations of large amount of data sets. By using artificial intelligence, we can conduct very impressive analysis. For example, for geophysical analysis, this before took a long time and it was very difficult to do. And today we can do some aerotransported gravimetric and electromagnetic analysis, not from high elevations and at a macro level, but we can conduct very precise analysis. The same happens with seismic work. We now have geological models that are no longer conceptual, but that provide valuable information. We also have to mention benchmarking in directed drilling technologies. First, these technologies were used in the oil industry, but nowadays it's a reality in the mining industry. And this helps to save a lot of costs and increase efficiency. If we talk about mining and extraction, data management, artificial intelligence, forecasting, and automation is impressive. Nowadays, we can have real-time monitoring, not as before that we have to forecast a lot and sometimes the results were not longer relevant. Nowadays, we apply new technologies as, for example, looking for robots to do operations that were before done by humans. We can automate very complex processes by using very few workers. The innovation progress is impressive, and it helps us to have more alternatives. For example, the circular use of the mining tailings, and also using old components to basically improve the space of the project. For example, acid tailings and others. The analytical model progress is impressive to predict behavior, and it helps us to manage complex mineralogy and also pollution management. If we're talking about processing, technology helps us to maximize the use of the best equipment, basically by manufacturing increasingly better equipment. We are also talking about preventive maintenance. This is a reality now for all the components in a plant that may be monitored in detail. We are talking about conveyor belts, mills, crushers. Nowadays, we can talk about preventive maintenance and also minimal repairs. And this helps us to save costs and increase productivity in a plant. For the challenges that we have with harder rocks with mineral content, we can use new technologies such as HPGR that are high pressure grinding rolls. We also have new technologies for metallurgical recovery through leaching, high pressure leaching, tank leaching, and bioleaching. And of course, we have to mention the amazing technology that some companies are using for the what we call ore sorting. The selection of minerals now is a reality. And it's done not only based on physical characteristics, but in several levels. Nowadays, we also have a large technology development for the conveyor belts. Nowadays, we can use double load conveyor belts. And this efficiency is translated in an increased productivity and reduced costs. And also, we can face projects that some years ago were just not feasible. We were talking about the main pillars of mining that is related with the use of water and energy. Water efficiency is now a reality. Several mining operations are applying renewable energies like solar energy, and also they are using cleaner vehicles, electric vehicles, gas vehicles. And this is helping us to reduce our carbon footprint. And also, we have to talk about water treatment technology. Nowadays, water treatment are basically very efficient. We are not using reverse osmosis anymore, but now we are using nanofiltration, and we are trying to have a minimum amount of suspended material and improving the quality of water. It's important to understand that several of these concepts aligned to automation and water management guarantee respect to the environment. That is a main foundation for the mining company, and it's very important for our communities. In summary, we have several benefits for mining 4.0. We can mention some of the main ones. In short term, the technology is already changing the mining industry, and this change is going to continue and is going to increase. Technology, evidently, and also innovation are going to have a positive impact on productivity, on savings, on cost reduction, and they are already showing this impact on the environmental management. We have to develop agreements with the manufacturers and also the companies that produce technology to keep updated with these technologies. And it's very important to work our employee profiles and also our leadership practices to be aligned with these new technologies. Talking about a second domain, talent and leadership, these aspects are also in a transformation process. If we are talking about this domain, we have two levels, operators and supervisors. We can see that nowadays operators are basically trained to make decisions, and most of the employees are from the area of influence of the mine. And they are not necessarily highly trained for future works. In the future, these same operators will have to transform and will have to develop a lot of abilities to use the machinery, and also they are going to access information in real time, and they are going to make decisions in real time. And therefore, they are going to require more training. If we're talking about supervisors, most of them nowadays spend their time supervising people. In addition, they have a lot of qualities and skills that were developed by experience in the workplace. In the future, our supervisors will have to have specializations in technology management, information management, communication, remote monitoring. They will have to develop technology skills. Here, the companies, the academy, and of course, the regulating agencies need to work together to guarantee this training and development for the future requirements. In this way, we are going to achieve this economy that will allow us for a sustainability in the operations. If we keep talking about talent and leadership, what is the future for, or the profile for future CEOs? A future CEO must be increasingly proactive and take part in all the aspects of the work. They are not only people who make decisions because of their experience. They have to manage portfolios and they have to make decisions in multiple levels. They will have to act as trainers, strategists, and advisors at the same time. Also, their workers and supervisors and executives are going to be trained in information. Thus, they will need these skills to conduct a leadership, but a participative leadership. We are going to need new skills to enter into agreements with the communities, with the legislators, and also with the academy. This is a reality that we are going to face. As we increase the development of technologies, we will require fewer employees. This is a new model, and we cannot ignore this. It's something that is going to happen in the future, and of course, we have to be proactive about it to guarantee benefits for our communities. If we talk about partnerships, we find several stakeholders and we have to work with all of them. And to develop these partnerships, we have to develop several skills as a mining company. If we talk about the governments, basically, we're going to expect to have an infrastructure that is providing services, health, education, and nowadays this is very important. We need clear rules, we need consistency from the regulation agencies, and we also need a competitive environment for investors. And in these partnerships, we can offer our skills, the improvement in terms of taxes, and also our protocols for managing health, education, infrastructure applied to the business. We can also offer development of skills, generation of employment. That is very important. When we talk about our communities, what can we offer to them? Employment generation, a great shared value. We may apply our business for the benefit of these companies. And companies can offer to us, obviously, the social license, a healthier work environment, and also several services. However, mining companies are not alone. Mining companies are neighbors with other mining companies, and we have to think on working together. We have to enter into partnerships with other companies because in this way we may diversify the risks and we may share other components to share the know-how. In addition, we may share not only the capital expenditures or the risk in investment, but we may find synergies that are important to reduce costs and, of course, to generate an economy of scale. This may take us, and in the future, this is going to be most important, to consolidate and create new companies. In summary, we as mining companies have to think in partnerships with different entities, partnerships with the manufacturers, also with the academy, the universities, the researchers. We have to develop skills for the future mining workers that today are being trained. Also, partnerships to diversify risks with other mining companies. We may find a lot of synergy and advantages. And of course, competitive benefits. With the government and the regulation agencies, we may seek for prosperity, and also with the communities, we may obtain the social license, and we have to seek for sustainable development together. Regarding responsibility and transparency, this is very important, and it's increasingly important during the last years. Why do we have to conduct responsible operations? We need to be transparent because our investors need information, financial information, operational information, sustainability, and they need this information fast because they need to make decisions. We have to show information that is transparent regarding costs, risks, and of course, revenues. For this, we need to reinforce our corporation governance. We have to be transparent if we have to deal or enter into agreements with the government, especially in those jurisdictions where the corruption is something very complex to manage. We also have to think in a comprehensive way. We have to guarantee that sustainability is going to provide value for all of our stakeholders. And to do this, we have to incorporate in all of our business value chain a good process management. So we have to think on looking for more transparency in the comprehensive reports. We have to promote the compliance with these reports, for example, for global sustainability. And there are a lot of entities that oversee these reports. Most of the responsible companies are becoming partners with these entities, and we can see them in this slide. We have AET, Global Compact of Nations, ER, ICMM, IFRS for the best responsibility standards, and the Global Report Initiative that is very well known for its terms of social responsibility. All these reports represent a good transparency, a good corporation governance, and a reality that responsible mining companies that are focused on social development and to provide value to all the stakeholders are willing to get into partnerships with these entities. As a conclusion, I would like to mention why mining needs to be proactive. We have to continue to be updated with the new technology, the mechanization, and we have to be aware to use the latest technology available. We also have to be open to share knowledge through the open innovation, and also to share common issues and generate healthy ecosystems to generate value. And also to generate agreements, maybe new companies, new joint ventures with clear objectives. We have to look for synergy and to share benefits. We as mining companies have to think on how we are going to develop the skills of our main members. And of course, to enter into partnerships with the academy, the government, for the members. And for the people who nowadays are being trained to be part of this industry. We know that a lot of graduates are not going to get the best jobs, and we have to face this, we have to make an effort and to address this issue. And also we have to be clear to generate value and to show this value to all of our stakeholders. And the best way to do this is to be completely transparent by presenting comprehensive reports, by conducting a good governance, and by having clear regulations. This is our main vision. I hope that you enjoyed this presentation, and thank you very much.